It's your Feel Good Breakfast Show, the only way to start off your morning. And my friend, today we are celebrating the fact that we are in Africa Month. And what better way to chat to young people who are absolutely killing it in the space that allows us to genuinely appreciate art in Africa. So everybody, please welcome to the show. It is Denzel Simanda, who is, of course, the owner of Denzel's and Joe, the art gallery in Malville, the only one that matters. I said the only one that matters, as well as Thabiso Takamela, who is the artist that is joining us today. Everybody, let's give them a feel good welcome. Hi, gentlemen.
Hi, how are you?
How are you?
Good, and you?
Good, thank you.
Thank you for having us.
Of course, thank you for being here. Denzel,
Yes.
I want to start with you.
Yes.
Mister, you are honestly someone who has a vision. Because when it comes to art, I think you have to have that and you have to have an eye.
Absolutely.
So speak to us about where your love for art started.
I would say it started with my brother. My brother was an artist.
Yes.
I would see him waking up in the morning, 2 a.m. in the morning, and just pouring himself out on a canvas.
Yeah.
I think that's where literally it started. And then from there, just working with him, trying to manage him, coming from the villages and coming to the city like Johannesburg. That's where the love actually started, yeah.
Beautiful. And Thabiso, what about you? I want to ask you the same question because as someone who pours themselves onto the canvas like Denzel just spoke of, where did it all start for you?
When I was young. I'm a self-taught artist, so most of what I know really is just something that comes from, it's just natural for me. So I've been drawing since I was young.
Yes.
Yeah. But professionally, this is my 10th year.
Sure, that's long, but that's incredible. And the fact that your art only keeps getting better and better, we're going to focus on it in a little bit. But Denzel, I want to come to you because you're, of course, the person that showcases all of these beautiful art pieces.
Yes.
Speak to us about the vision that you have for Denzel's and Joe.
Look, I think our primary vision is to make sure we document African history.
Sure.
I think that's quite important. Knowledge production is one of our ethos.
Yes.
We find that all the art around the world has been focused on other people, and other people have been telling our story. And I think our vision is to make sure that we document our story by our people, right? And making sure our people collect and able to know what's going on in this continent.
Yes, and Denzel, I want you to make me very smart now, ne? So then when I go to the Prai and I tell them about contemporary art, they're like, oh, Zanele knows what she's talking about. Sure. What is the difference between contemporary art and just, other art?
I think, like the word, is self-defining. So contemporary is about the now, right?
Okay.
So when you look at African contemporary art, it's a movement which is coming out. Every art which we know, Dadaism and all these other kind of arts, are a movement of a certain period.
Yes.
After World War I, Dadaism came into being. People were expressing themselves in Europe. But we find that Africa right now is expressing itself more. And we find a lot of people coming in and consuming our knowledge.
Yeah.
Right? And that's where the African contemporary art is coming into the fore. And that's where you kind of see a lot of artists coming out. And I think it's in every corner right now. African contemporary art, everybody's talking about it. But it's basically a movement which in 100 years, people will be talking about it.
Come on. And all eyes are on Africa at the moment.
Absolutely.
We are the Beyonce of the world when it comes to the country.
I agree, 100%.
Exactly. One of the reasons for that is because of people like you, Thabiso, who are being part of this movement that Denzel's speaking about. So where does your inspiration come from? Particularly when you are in Africa. There are so many different things that could inspire you.
So basically, the idea where you, with contemporary art, or just build on what he was saying, that is the art of today, relevant today and today's issues. So my work is centered more around, discussing social issues affecting us today, and emotions and passions and, different experiences. So for me, it's like day-to-day experiences, meeting people, things that I go through myself, feelings that I have here and there, moods, whatever. So it's just really a discussion of, things that are relatable to us, in our social structures,
Beautiful. I love that. And Denzel, very quickly, before we jump into some of these art pieces, I want to ask you, to someone who maybe might be there being like, I want to get into art, I want to know more about it. How would you encourage them to get into it?
I think don't let anyone tell you that your talent or what you feel is invalid.
Yeah.
Right. So I've seen it with my brother. because my parents just saw him as somebody who can draw, they took him to a technical high school so that he can do technical drawing. All they had was just drawing, right?
Yes.
But he's a guy who was talented, who just wanted to put paint on canvas. And I think that's what's important. Your
Sure.
dreams, what you have, and what you feel is valid.
Love
Don't
that.
let anyone else tell you otherwise.
Beautiful. And Thabiso, before we jump over back to Cape Town, what is your favorite piece that you have here with us today? Quickly, your favorite one.
So this one.
Ah.
She is just in her deep thoughts,
Yeah.
and she's just like really zeroing in on herself. Everything else around it doesn't matter much.
Come on. Thank you so much, gentlemen. You guys
Thank
are
you
so
so much.
incredible. And shout out for also just being at the forefront of allowing African contemporary art to truly be on a platform.
No, thank you for having us.
Of course. I told you we were getting to know absolute kings, people who are genuinely putting Africa on the map in the best way possible. But South Africa, we need to continue to tap into that art because it lives within us. Right about now, my Cape Town family is in the kitchen. And honey, I gotta ask, what's cooking, guys?